Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Dana. I'm currently living in Mississippi and I'm in Zone 8A. So I hope that you have had a wonderful day and I would like to thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. So today we're going to be working in the garden. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we're going to be doing, but I'm sure you're going to see as soon as we get started. I do invite you, however, to go back and watch previous videos so you can get caught up and you can know exactly what's going on in today's video. So we're going to start making these videos about 5 or 6 minutes long. That way we're able to give you as much information as we can and we can show you exactly what we're doing here in our garden. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So if you watched one of my previous videos, one thing that I talked about a lot on that video was our puppies and our dogs constantly getting into our garden and breaking things because of their size. And today that's just another prime example of what we have here. So the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and pick these tomatoes up. In the month of July, we do a lot of succession planting. So I'm going to be talking about succession planting as well and what you can actually be planting here that's going to make it. So here in Mississippi, we are in zone 8. So there's a lot more stuff that we can plant that we probably can get a yield off of before we get our first frost. So tomatoes is not going to be one of those plants that you can plant. At least I feel that it's not going to be one of those plants that you can plant because if you're planting from seed, then it's going to take a lot more time in order to get a yield or a harvest from those. So we're going to go ahead and try and sit these tomatoes back up, the ones that are not broken, so that we can try and get as many tomatoes as we can off this because I'm looking to make canned tomatoes and I want this to feed my family as much as possible the whole year. We've planted over 115 tomatoes, so we are really staking on these guys to grow. So we're going to try and fix this little issue and we'll go from there. I don't know if this is fixable. Y'all, at this point I have to just smile because why not? Why be upset about it? The first thing you want to do is to go grab a hoe. I mean a literal hoe. Go grab one. And I'm going to go grab mine as well. So I see that I actually did stick this one, but I'm kind of glad I didn't stick it too much because a lot of these look like we can just pull them up from the root. So we are going to get some dirt here. And first we'll start with this one. It's not broken. And if you notice, tomatoes, they grow roots. And just like this one, it has roots even at the top of the soil where at the top of the plant where you see that it's touching the dirt or the soil. You can see that there's roots that have come on this plant. So this plant will grow roots all the way up to the top. We're still able to save this plant, thank God, because of the root system that it has. We're just going to sit it back up here and we're going to stick her down and she should be just fine. She has not started to bloom yet. Yes, I am going to leave the pine straw in there because I basically use pine straw like you would use straw. I just use it to kind of keep the ground moist and keep the plants moist as well, and it's worked. I did this trick last year. I used pine straw because we have an abundance of pine straw and we don't have to pay for it. So this is something that has worked for us, and we're going to continue to do it. So we'll just stick this here. And I'm just going to let this hold on there. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And we're just going to take our little box that we have. It's just a bunch of, so in my little box, I normally bring out string. I'll bring out some scissors. And what we're going to be doing for that day, today we're going to be, I guess I can go ahead and say it, we're going to be planting a little. And so we'll go ahead and put that in the box as well when we bring it out. So we don't want to tie this too tight in case something happens like it did today. We're going to tie it really loosely so the plant has room to grow. And normally I'll just cut these little side guys off there. And then there you go. You have another supported plant. We'll do the same for this guy, and then we'll go to the two taller ones. Y'all, I've learned with gardening, especially this last year. Last year we didn't have but Iris. She was our one puppy that we had last year, and it worked out fine. She was a little bit, this one had some bugs. She was a little bit a handful, but she kind of understood and she would stay out. But this year we have her puppies, and wow, they are such a handful. So we'll put this one on this side. And I'm not worried about the stick being as tall. I just want the stick to be able to hold. Let's try another way. And then we're just going to cut another piece of string, and we're going to tie this one along it as well and stick this plant. I've seen this done several different ways. I've seen trellises, I've seen all kinds of things, but for me and my family, this is cheaper, the cheaper way to go. So this is what we do. We just tie them, and as they grow to the string, we just keep tying. So you would want to do that. So I think these tomatoes here are better boys. Or I know they're a beefsteak tomato. I think they're a beefsteak tomato that are called either better boys or bigger boy tomatoes. I grew these from seeds, and I think I planted these in April. And they've had a lot of growth. I noticed that some of the bottom of this guy has been broken, but he should be okay. Just be very careful not to break the bottom of the plants. And we're going to get another stick here. We'll get us. That's not gonna, that's definitely not gonna work. Let's try this guy. Just want to make sure that it's steady. And then you're going to take this one and you're going to tie it around as well. And I usually try tying it under the arm of the tomato, and this is just kind of where it helps support it and keeps it up and it doesn't slide down. There. And I'm kind of glad I'm not putting these as tight, because whenever we do have accident with the puppies or the big dog, then it doesn't completely break them in two like it did then. Just, I guess, a woman or mom's intuition not to do that. So this is the last one. We're going to do this one as well. I definitely do understand why people plant in containers. I definitely do understand why people do the raised beds. Like, you definitely do have a more like controlled environment, and all of these things, you don't really have to worry about them as much as when planting like in ground. Hopefully one day that dream will come true for me and I will be able to do this, because planting is something that I absolutely love. If I could and I could afford it, I would not just grow food for me and my family. I probably would grow food for everyone, probably the whole freaking community. So, guys, we are wrapping this up. We did so good. And I think all we needed was to really go get our nails done. All we needed was a little girl's day out, a little pampering, and it was no big deal. We did it. We did that.